Sergio Perez didn't have a good weekend at the Japanese Grand Prix, and with AlphaTauri confirming its lineup for 2024, if I was him, I'd be a little worried. Qualifying in P5, a whole 7/10 behind his Red Bull teammate Max Verstappen, Checo's weekend started badly. Not only was he out-qualified by the McLaren drivers Lando Norris and rookie Oscar Piastri, who arguably have cars that are still not as fast as the Adrian Newey designed spaceship, but Ferrari's Charles Leclerc also pipped him to the post. But as we know, the Red Bulls are usually faster in race pace, and so by Sunday morning, all was not lost for Perez, who could rely on the coveted DRS of his car to make up plenty of places. But in what Red Bull chief Christian Horner called a shocker of a race, Perez left Suzuka with a DNF to his name. Or rather, two. He got squeezed after a slow start, received damage to his wing, and lost places by turn 1. And you could tell the pressure was starting to mount. Driving overly aggressive, he later hit Kevin Magnussen, ruined his race, and received yet more damage. He was also given 10 seconds worth of penalties after also overtaking under the yellow flag. It was really a weekend to forget for Perez. Interestingly, after he confirmed to his team the car was beyond repair, he retired from the race, now with only a 5-second penalty still hovering over him. Now this is really interesting because what happened next caused so much hysteria. I've never seen such a response. Red Bull sent him back out for a few laps to serve his penalty, meaning he wouldn't get a potential grid penalty next race at Qatar. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't allowed. The regulations don't state anywhere that a car isn't able to rejoin the race to serve a penalty. They do state that to be classified a finisher, you have to finish 90% of the race and that a car has to be considered safe, which the Red Bull was. So yes, while it was one hell of a strange thing to happen, it was completely within the regs. Now, don't get me wrong, it's likely the FIA will clear this up and close the loophole, but I do believe that this should be done at the end of the season, not now. So if another team finds themselves in a similar position to this, they can do it before the end of the season. But this is something that has to be cleared up, because what's to stop, theoretically, a team from putting a retired car back onto the track just to slow down a competitor? To put another car to overtake between the retired car and their teammate? It seems very odd that the FIA has left this loophole open. Maybe they should hire someone from Red Bull to find their loopholes. They seem to be very good at finding them themselves. Anyway, Perez finished 19th in front of Bottas, who was taken out by Logan Sargent, with Verstappen finishing first and almost single-handedly winning Red Bull its Constructors' Championship. So why should he be worried? Well, I believe Red Bull are lining up their AlphaTauri drivers to replace Perez if he comes anything less than second in the Drivers' Championship this season. Red Bull is looking for perfection, and they have that in Max Verstappen. They also have that in their car, so if Perez can't utilise that, which it's looking like he can't, I believe they will look to replace him, despite having a contract that runs until the end of 2024. Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo have confirmed seats for AlphaTauri for next year, and Liam Lawson, who has shown incredible pace, arguably better than Yuki, is confirmed to be their reserve driver. So I believe that if Perez isn't good enough, they'll move Daniel Ricciardo up to Red Bull and have Lawson take his place in AlphaTauri. I think Ricciardo has the experience and maturity to not only drive well, but to be Verstappen's sidekick, which he needs to be. And Lawson can build on his experience in the sister team with his objective to be eventually taking Ricciardo's seat at Red Bull. I personally don't think Yuki is good enough, not right now anyway. Japanese Grand Prix was a good one. What do you think about Perez's future? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there, please like and subscribe to Sports Illustrated F1.